Hi, this is not a game dev vlog and this is REPLICUBE. I made a video on the demo of this game about 2 months ago and I saw in my analytics that the views started growing a lot from people coming from search. So that alerted me that the game just came out and the developer Walloper was so kind to give me a key so I can show you this game once more. So thanks for that. I'll put a link to the game in the description. I already did the tutorial now in the new game. Some small things changed. I learned a couple of new things, mainly how to use negation or not and how to use variables. And I think I'm now just going to go into the intro challenges 1. I've also signed up for CubeNet so we can compare my scores and go from there. So if you haven't seen anything from this game, in short, the goal is to recreate what you're seeing here, the reference object, which is a 3D object made out of voxels, and each voxel has a color, one of these colors, by writing code here, and you can see what your code currently outputs here. So basically the code gets run for each voxel, and then the coordinates get passed as the X, Y, and Z coordinate. So I can do logic to make sure that we do output the right thing. And you can also try to make it as short or as fast as possible, but first let's make it output the right thing at all. So with this staircase there is going to be some math, I think. So my current instinct would be something like if X equals Y, then return. We can also do this. That's a big improvement from the demo. You can just type the name of the color. So that's something I like. And so let's see, it auto updates. So we're very close. So it should be minus Y maybe. And that's it. So that was a lot easier than I expected, but still very nice. And of course if you haven't seen anything from this game, maybe it's still a bit magic, but I think it's fun to show some of the more advanced puzzles and not go through the tutorial again. Then you can watch the previous video. So let's go to the next puzzle. So this also shows that you can do math with the colors here. There's no intro text anymore. We can write our own comments, but I'm not a big commenter. So this is something similar, I think, again, but it returned. Here you see how you make, it basically goes through these colors as numbers. So that's a nice demonstration, but we want to return green. And maybe if X equals Y and Y equals Z. So I don't really know who my audience is for this. So I am already a programmer. So there's a couple of concepts. If you have never programmed before, that might be too fast. You cannot, for example, type something like this. If X equals Y equals, you can. No, you cannot. It is correct. It doesn't give an error, but it's not what you expect it to be. Basically, so you can only compare two things and then say they have to be both true, basically. And I can also see that, so this is similar to the Zectronic games like Magnus Opus, like TIS 100 if I'm not mistaken, etc. So I can try to make this same result with less code. So somebody has made it with less code. I think it's not literally characters, but and then here is the creator of the game even reproduced it. Oh, we all have the same time, so that's not improved by anyone. So now we are going for the big X. Some beautiful starting positions, but again we just want to return black. I think I can also zoom in a bit here. It's complicated, but I can understand the shape. So I think it's again something in the similar vein. So X equals Y, or maybe absolute off. So absolute abs means that if it's negative, it's turned positive. So I can explain it a bit more. Let me first type out what I was wanting to type. So yeah, you see now we get the double cross instead of the staircase here. So the absolute means if it's 3, if it's -3, it becomes 3. And we compare the absolute with the absolute of these both values. So once again, if you didn't grasp it fully, maybe. So basically this code here is ran each time for all of these positions with all these combinations of x, y, and z coordinates. So when it's, I can even hover. So this shows that x is -3 for this voxel, y is 3, z is 3. As in the demo video, I will confuse z and z. So enjoy that, I guess. Also will confuse is and equals here. So then the code gets run with these 3 numbers put in there, and then that means it will return black, as we can see. And then if you don't return anything, it will be an empty voxel. So that's basically the 17th color in a way. We also have to do something with z, so maybe it's just this. It's also just experimenting, at least that's what I do. You could also try to one-shot them. That's a different challenge, I guess, but for now I'm just trying to get there also by experimenting. Submit. Didn't even see. Yeah, maybe there's one that I find interesting to optimize. So now we gotta zoom out a bit. Very cool, like a cooling system for your motherboard. You can use the % symbol. This is something I know as a programmer, but you might not, to return the remainder of a division operation. And they explain it. How do I do this in my head? Can I explain this better? I don't think so, but yeah, basically you loop around. So 5 modulo 2 means you count to 5, but each time you would hit 2, you go back to 0. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 would be 1. Oh wait, we start at 0. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 means 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1. So 5 modulo 2 is 1. Don't think that helped. Well, he shows it here a bit as well. Here it's again returning the number. That's not what we want, so we are going to do something like if, and it's not this axis, so it's probably x. If x modulo 2 equals 0, then return white, and we did it. We did it. So indentation doesn't matter, but it looks nice. I'm not sure if you can do just this. There are lots of language where this implicitly also becomes, because it's 0, is false, but I'm not sure. So let's just type it out. We can see it maybe in the scoreboard because of people. So I have code size 10 and the optimum is code size 5. So maybe I'll go back for a second to see if I can understand how you do that. So let me first see how this is code size 10. So maybe it's just each, there's a nice name for this, each, I don't know, part. So it's not the letter. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So that's how they get to code size 10. And then code size 5. Well, we need this. So we got to get rid of this whole if statement. So here I'm just, so it's got to be like return white, return maybe something like this, or white. Well, we're very close, right? We're just the classic off by 1 error basically. So so this returns 0. Maybe and. No. Luckily, that's very nice, I think, of this game, that all my I don't even have to think about all the shortcuts. They somehow all work. Not sure if he all programmed that, or there's some nice module that you can integrate in your code. So how and why does this work? So this either is a 1 or a 0, and now it so I have to reverse this, maybe like this. Yeah, that's it. So this tilde basically is negation, or swapping all the bits. So I think now all the 1s become 0s and all the 0s becomes 1s. So either it will return, so when x now I have to explain this one. So when x is even, basically this becomes 1. Sorry, now I'm confusing myself. This becomes 0 when it's even, and otherwise it would be 1. So sometimes it means return 1 or white, and otherwise it becomes 0 or white. And the or instruction is true when when 1 or 2 are true. So, and white is 1. I'm still confusing myself. So does this also work with black, or is it just a coincidence? Is it? Oh, right. So that part didn't even matter. Okay, so you cannot do it like I thought. The whole part never gets evaluated because, again, this is not a boolean, but still a number. So it just returns 1 or 2. Maybe if I wanted to return a different color, so this puzzle obviously is made to optimize, I'd have to do something like times 6, then it should be purple, and you can even do something stupid like this. But here, that's all not needed. So now I think I should be at the top of the leaderboard. Well, I'm not the first one, but I am at the same position. So I made the optimal decision. And then there's one more thing I always like to do, is see how many people are on the leaderboard. So let's do a quick guesstimate how much in a row. 10, 20, 30. So let's say that this is 50. Yeah, probably right. It's not 100 and it's not 25. So 50 times 40 people have played this game with an account. You have to make an account. So there will be people without an account, and there will be people who did not get to this level. So that's already 2,000 people. So that's very nice. I've played some games where the leaderboard only had 40 people in total. So that's very nice. Let's go to the checkerboard. Pretty sure this is related to the modulo. Basically, we want to know if x is even and z is even. So we say and z modulo 0 error. Oh, modulo 2 is 0. So maybe or. No, oh wait, maybe we have to add those. So I'm still a bit improvising here. Yeah, that looks better, right? We have something like a checkerboard pattern. Of course, the secondary color needs to be black, and then we mostly, so you can have multiple return points. Yeah, obviously you can, but sometimes it feels weirder than others. So if y, so here we say is not equal to 0, then return, and we can type empty or 0 here, and that's it. Let's do the angled rainbow. Remember, colors are just numbers, so that's nice. I think again, every time you see a diagonal, you have to add or subtract some of these colors, of these coordinates. So we are in a good direction, literally. It's directed like this. We have to offset this. Well, it is already offset. Maybe by 1. Oh, by 10. That's a lucky guess, or not. And then again, if z not equal to, then return empty. And alright, shift tab is dangerous. Sorry. So let's submit that. Let's see if there's a shorter way, because it feels like there should be, right? Well, I say right, but to me it feels like that. So maybe it's also fun to try to optimize this one. So this has even more people playing it somehow. So there's, maybe it's live updated, but the other one had 44 entries and this one has 67 entries. But I want to see if I can find the shorter way. Let's see. So again, so what was the leaderboard? So we are at code size 15. Of course, it feels a bit cheaty to check out what the goal is, but maybe not. And the cycles per voxel, also not sure how to optimize that. So we need to get rid of this if then stuff, I think, and somehow do more math. So what if we return this value? So is that allowed? It's not allowed. It is allowed. Return. So this is the wrong way around. So we return z equals. Yeah. So we always return a 1 or a 0. That's why it's white. But we do only fill the spots that are needed. So now I can multiply this by what we had before, I think. So I'm enjoying this. It's a way different game than what I normally put online, but this is something I enjoy. Also, this is not allowed. Expected. Oh yeah, times. Because now it's very funny. You're only manipulating the numbers. Attempt to perform arithmetic on a Boolean value. Alright, so that's not allowed. So this I thought this would return a 1 or a 0, but this is not allowed. Somehow this was allowed, right? So that's a bit weird, but I cannot so I can return a 1 and a 0 like this, but I cannot multiply this. So I have to somehow make this into a number. Is this the way to put it in the so now no. So what do I want? I basically want what I had, so it feels a bit annoying that I cannot, maybe I can read the documentation if there's something like, so in other languages you could cast this to a number, but this, so now I'm trying to check if there's a way to make this into a number. and. How can I say and? It looks like I can use this trick, right? So z equals 1 and so if that's true, we want x, yeah, just say x or 0. Yeah, so that's one way to do this. Of course, now we have to go back to x times y plus 10. All right. What's happening? X plus y. All right. So so I cannot do math on this, but I can yeah, split it up. So basically, when this now is false, it returns this one, and when it's true, it returns this one. And is this the 10? Code size? No. So there is a shorter way still. So okay, do I want to check that out? Can I just leave this? I can. So this is the way. Okay, so that's something I learned here. That's a little trick. I still have one code size to reduce. I assume spaces, etc. do not matter. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Oh, the brackets maybe count as 1. So can I just leave the brackets? I can. I don't know why I typed the brackets. That was from a previous round. So now I'm at 10 code size. Of course, now I'm at the bad cycles per voxel, but I think in these games the trick is you can almost never optimize both at the same time. So I'll leave it at that. That's a fun challenge. I think I'll do one more puzzle. Or yeah, puzzle is the puzzle. Oh, that's also very nice, right? Then I'll get to the full challenges. So this is, I really see a pie symbol here, but it's also fun. This is the first real world kind of object. Well, we had sushi in the tutorial and in the demo. So let's already just start by returning brown. Not sure why I want to do that. Or return. Of course, we could either carve out all the empty space, so something like if y bigger than 1, then return empty. This kind of stuff. Or I could do it the other way around and just return empty, or I think you can just return nothing. So maybe that's better. So I'm just gonna do it not do it in negative space basically. So I know that if y equals 1, then return brown and did I now forget the full Lua syntax? If return, okay, yeah, my bad. That's coding sometimes, just a small brain lag there. And also I think we can do this with one more if statement, right? Because it's so symmetrical. Well, maybe not, because well, let's just do this lags first, but they will stick out through the top basically. So if apps x equals, let's have a little look, I can hover 2, or and apps z equals to, then return brown. And so as expected, they will cut through. So the simple way, no optimization yet. First make it correct, then make it fast or short. That's something I learned very early in my programming career. And y is smaller than 1. There we have it, the little table. Curious to see how much shorter they can get this code. 19, so that can get a little shorter. I think you could do it all in one if statement maybe, or maybe even a formula. But I'm not going to do that right now. I'm going to check my email to see my in-game email to see what happens, because we got through the intro challenges as well. So we got new email here from Alice from RetroTech. So the whole meta game is we are in this mini OS where we get emails. Also very similar to the Zectronics game, which is a bit like a work simulator with a retro vibe and a mini story. So Alice is emailing me exactly right now. That's kind of funny that it has the real date. It was nice to meet you at the Retro Tech meetup. So we are in the future and we are just retro gamers also in the lore of the game. I haven't met anyone new who knows about REPLICUBE in a while. I know lots of people are super into the leaderboards and optimization, but I just like making fun cute object widgets. Here are a few simple ones I made, give them a try. So interestingly enough, in the demo, you could choose your own skill level basically, and it skipped out of levels. So now I have to do them all in order, I think. So this, not sure if I liked it or I missed something. It's also fun if you have multiple things, but it feels now, at least for this, that I had to finish all of them before I unlocked new levels. So not sure if this will stay, but I think that's it for this episode today. So yeah, I like the game. If you're into programming or want to learn it a bit on a fun way, or do something really different from your normal programming, I think this is a lot of fun, because it's a combination of making beautiful stuff. I think it's beautiful, right? And you can also go full into the optimization and the nitty-gritty of this math shader kind of language almost. So if you like this content, subscribe. If you like Super AutoPad content, I have enough of that. And in any case, thanks for watching.